A NASDAQ-listed company just raised $7.5 million to stack TAO. That's right, not Bitcoin, not Ethereum, TAO. But what's really interesting about this is that they're calling it the Bitcoin-style treasury strategy. So who is this company that's been stacking? Well, this company is called Oblong. A publicly traded company wants to do what MicroStrategy did with Bitcoin, except they want to do it with TAO. As someone who recently started digging into TAO, my first question was, why TAO? And how could you possibly call it a Bitcoin-like treasury strategy? So I did some more digging, and here's what I found. TAO is like if Bitcoin and ChatGPT had a baby. Unlike ChatGPT, this is decentralized. People can build their own AI models and put it into the network for everybody to use. If your AI model gets popular, you get paid in TAO. But that still doesn't answer the question, how is this a Bitcoin-style treasury strategy? You know, there are a lot of other decentralized apps out there doing some amazing things, but they never boast about being a Bitcoin-style-like strategy. I mean, that's a heavy statement. So I did some more digging, and here's what I found. Like Bitcoin, TAO's max supply is capped at 21 million. That's right, the total supply there will ever be of this token is at 21 million, just like Bitcoin. But it doesn't just end there, because in addition to the supply being capped at 21 million, TAO also has a halving schedule. And just like Bitcoin, it happens once every 4 years. The first halving happens later this year in 2025. So now suddenly the Bitcoin-style treasury strategy makes a lot more sense. So now we have the Bitcoin play and the AI play. And in my opinion, I think it's a pretty novel one. But if you're someone who's been in the TAO ecosystem, I'd love to hear more from you guys. So if you have any more bullish cases for TAO, make sure you get into the comments section and mention it. So now the main question that many of you guys might have is that what does this do for the price of TAO? Well, think about it, guys. We have one confirmed big buyer. They intend on taking a significant chunk of that 7.5 million to acquire TAO tokens. This is a huge bullish tilt, which means opportunity for all of us looking to trade TAO. Now, for those of you who got that free $400 BitUnix bonus, this could be your free shot at the next big move on TAO. And you get to take the shot without risking much of your capital. For those of you who've yet to get that deposit bonus, use the link below to get it. That's free money lying at the corner of the room for you to take advantage of. Very seldom do you get to actually express yourself on a trade without actually risking your capital. So when you get the opportunity, grab onto it. So we know that this is digital real estate and the future of AI, and we also know that institutions are now jumping in to buy this up. However, as bullish as the fundamentals are, you always want to see it reflect on the chart. What is the chart telling us right now? Well, this week alone, TAO ripped a good 14% to the upside. Now, suddenly this picture looks very bullish, because if you're looking at this through a pattern perspective, what I am seeing here is a bull flag. And this weekly candle is looking like it wants to break. But now you don't just take the trade anywhere. You always want to make sure you're catching the best trade on the chart. Because if I get onto the daily time frame, it appears that TAO has actually reclaimed a critical region of resistance. And that region of resistance has been drawn out by that mango dynamic indicator swinging in at $416. Now, yes, we're currently hovering at 434, so is this still a good bid for TAO? Well, now with the latest feature rollout, which is your position manager, it's literally drawn out a zone around that dynamic support. It says start bidding and end bidding. So it tells you exactly where you're safe building your position. A lot of people struggle with that. When prices run away from them, they're often left wondering, well, is it still safe for me to buy? Now, this suddenly gives you an objective zone to determine if it's still a good buy or not. It's only when TAO starts breaking above that start bidding zone do you know that, okay, it's no longer safe to buy, I better wait on that pullback. But for as long as we're still within the zone, this is still a good region for me to be building my TAO position at. Use this to help you stay objective on your trades. But here's why I think that daily dynamic is the indicator and the trend to be following on TAO. So far, TAO has had two major trends and a few minor ones. These are the two right here. The first one actually rallied a good 210% to the upside. The second one rallied a good 190% to the upside. And we also had a few minor ones, like the one right here in July of 2024, one more in August of 2024, and one more in November of 2024. But in all instances, there's this one signature that played out to the T, and it all hinged on the daily dynamic support. So what's the signature? Well, every time price reclaimed that daily dynamic resistance, that's where the trend began. Every time it lost the daily dynamic resistance, that's where the trend ended. It happened on every minor trend and every major trend. And it's only when price lost that dynamic support in earnest did we know that, okay, the party is over, time to get out of the trade. But it kept you very, very safe, allowing you to manage your risk efficiently. And this is one of the major themes that Sean draws out for you in the Mango Seed program. The bull market will just organically manage your profits for you. All you gotta do is manage your risk. And one way in which you can do that is catching your trade at a point where you know you're wrong very fast in case prices move against you. So we know that if TAO starts breaking that dynamic support to the downside once again, you've been invalidated on your trade, you can get out safely and look for the next higher low to be established. For those of you who want the exact range on the dynamic support, it comes in from 416 going down to 409. As far as targets are concerned, well, we are looking at the bull flag. Propels TAO into blue sky breakout. Guys, this target comes in at $1,212. That's a good 183% to the upside. Now, for those of you looking to build this position on TAO, make sure to use the new feature Position Manager. Just toggle it on and it's going to pop up on your screen. It gives you a safe, objective zone for you to be building your TAO position on. And also, if you intend on taking the trade, there's literally free money at the corner of the room for you to put on the trade with. That's a free $400 only for a $2,000 deposit. TAO is a crossover between the two most bullish narratives going on right now, AI and Bitcoin, and the chart looks fantastic, so don't fade this one. We'll be tracking TAO in the Discord chat. I'll now see you guys in there. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, you guys.